Hi, I'm Sunny, and I have a curse to live with. I'm too nice, and I can't say no. Whenever I try, I'm hit by a tsunami of guilt. I feel nauseous, my butt starts sweating, and I have to fix the situation. I just can't stand someone being displeased with me. I know what you're thinking. She's a people pleaser, a pushover. And of course, you're right, but it took me some time to realize that. But before I continue, like and subscribe. Sorry, it's not an order, it's just a request. Please, I never disobeyed my mother. I always shared my lunch at school. I always gave up the swing at the park, and I could never turn down a poor person's request. Like this one time in 10th grade, I was running back home after school when the homeless guy around the corner asked me for a favor. Hey, Sunny, could you hold this shovel for a few minutes? It's really heavy and I need to run to the soup kitchen before it closes. Sure, no problem. I kept standing there for 2 hours and he didn't return. Finally, I left the shovel in the homeless guy's corner with an apology note. But later that night, the police turned up at my door to arrest me. Apparently, they found my fingerprints all over a murder weapon, a freaking shovel. It took a while to get my name cleared. Or this one time, I had to go to the bathroom in the mall when I accidentally went into the disabled people's stall. When I came out, I was met by a furious woman in a wheelchair. I've been holding my pee for 10 minutes. People like you are what's wrong with society. What? Oh no, this was a mistake. I'm so sorry. I followed her all over the mall, begging for forgiveness, till she called security and told them I was harassing her. Well, naturally, I followed her home and started showing up at her door every day. Her servants wouldn't let me in, so one day, I broke into her house through a window. Please, please, just say you'll forgive me. I can't live like this anymore. She filed a restraining order that day. I still pay for a plane to go over her house every week and skywrite my apology. In addition to being nice, I'm also a teen model. I know, I'm breaking stereotypes. I've been on the cover of a dozen fashion magazines, and I've walked on many big runways. My career was amazing, till my mom convinced me to fire my agent and hire her instead. Trust me, honey, I'll make you a star. That's nice, Mom, but you have no experience. What does that matter? I'm your mother, and no one will ever have your interest at heart like I do. I was in labor with you for the worst 23 minutes of my life, remember? Right, of course. You can be my agent. I already knew it was a horrible idea. Mom hated people and rubbed everyone the wrong way. She screamed at the photographers and made a makeup artist cry. She even yelled at a famous designer and started mopping the floor with his dress to show him what she really thought of it. Soon, Mom started complaining about our small house and our dingy neighborhood and started making trouble with the loud, ugly neighbors. Her words, not mine. So, I bought a chic new apartment in a posh area. But then, Mom started complaining about her privacy. Sunny, you really are getting in the way. My new boyfriend and I need our space. But you're standing in my room. Maybe you should move. Yeah, I know. It didn't make any sense. I bought the place. I was bringing in the money. I shouldn't be the one to move out. But as always, I gave in. After buying the apartment, money was a bit tight. Luckily, I found a room in a beautiful beach house that I had to share with 3 other models, Sasha, Tracy, and Mika. And I soon discovered that living with models, the drama was always out of control. I mean, what would you expect from girls who eat a cube of cheese, 1 grape, and 2 almonds a day? They're always hangry. That's my seat, you stupid cow. Is your name written on the seat? OMG. Are you wearing my shirt? Is your name written on the shirt? Show me where it is. Can you idiots shut up? If I don't get enough sleep, I look like a raccoon, and then I'll bite like one too. I had to break up almost a dozen cat fights. One day, I cooked us all dinner so we could try to get to know each other. Sasha dreamed of being a pop star. Tracy loved to work out, and Mika was insanely pretty and loved rubbing that in everyone's face. I asked Sasha to sing us one of her songs, and I'd never heard something so horrible in my life. Of course, I still clapped for her, but Mika and Tracy fell off their seats laughing. What's so funny? You sound like a constipated pig. I'd rather put my head up a cow's butt than listen to you. Yeah, stick to modeling. As long as you can. I mean, you're already showing signs of aging. Sasha got so mad that she threw her plate of pasta at Tracy. Tracy ducked and the food landed on Mika's dress, and they started shouting and pulling at each other's hair. I tried to break up the fight, but I slipped on some sauce and fell. Then someone tossed a hair extension onto the stove, and the kitchen caught fire. When the landlord found out, he was furious and banned us from the kitchen. I put up an ad online for a chef, and a ridiculously good-looking candidate named Lance showed up the next day. So Lance, you can cook, huh? Yeah, that's why I applied for the job. Lance, your cologne is to die for. I'm not wearing any cologne. Lance, did you just fix our sink? You're such a genius. It wasn't broken, you just left the faucet on. Your biceps look like boulders. Can I touch them? I'd prefer it if you didn't. Lance was an amazing chef, a handyman, and even a gardener. One day, all of us were drooling at his abs as he pulled out weeds, when suddenly, some crazy paparazzi climbed over our garden wall. Lance ran towards them like Tom Cruise, broke their cameras, kicked their butts, and sent them running. Oh my god. I can't take it anymore. I have to ask him out. No, he's mine. What? I saw him first. I don't think he's interested in dating any of us. Shut up. Who asked you? The girls cornered Lance in the hallway to get his attention. Sasha sang Lance an awful love song. Tracy did a cheerleading routine. Then Mika walked up in a bathing suit. Hey Lance, you want to go for a swim? No thanks. I gotta get back to work. But the girls' constant flirting and fawning over Lance got so out of hand that he couldn't do his job properly since he was always trying to hide from them. One of the toilets got clogged, the shower stopped working, and the front yard was starting to look like a jungle. I can't live like this. How are we supposed to share one bathroom? I haven't taken a shower in 2 days. I proposed a solution. Okay then, from here on out, Lance is off limits. No one is dating Lance. They reluctantly agreed, and we made a pact. We all left Lance alone, and soon the house started getting back to normal. A couple of months later, I threw a party and invited a bunch of rich models. Sasha, Tracy, and Mika seemed to forget about their crushes crush on Lance in about 2 minutes. Just then, the doorbell rang and Mom walked in. Hey, honey, did you miss me? Clearly not, or you would have sent me a proper invite. Mom, actually, yes, you're right. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're here now. But just for 10 minutes. I don't want to overstay where I'm not wanted. We just need to borrow a couple of dresses from you with about $20,000. But I let you borrow $10,000 last week. Don't be cheap, honey. It's unattractive. Don't you want Mommy to buy something nice for her birthday? Your birthday isn't for another 11 months. But Mom was being pushy, and I knew she'd make a scene. So I gave her my credit card and told her to return it in 2 weeks. Just then, I noticed Lance shaking his head at me, and then he walked away. After the party, the house was a mess. So I asked the girls to help me clean up. Sorry, I have plans with my new boyfriend. I'm allergic to dirt. I twisted my ankle. I'm gonna rest. Okay, no problem. Sleep tight. I was up well into the night still cleaning when Lance joined me and started to help. Why are you still here? You don't need to do this. I stayed back in case you girls needed me. I don't mind. As we were cleaning, I kept catching him looking at me strangely. Okay, I can't take it any longer. Why are you staring at me like I have 2 heads? You're not like the others. You're a misfit. Well, that's rude. No, it's a good thing. You're beautiful, but not self-absorbed. You're smart and you seem like a really kind person. You think I'm beautiful? That's all you got from what I said? Lance gave me that strange look and went back to work. You're doing that thing with your face again. Did I do something to make you mad? Are you disappointed? Why do you care what I think? I don't know why. I just do. It's how I'm built. Want some advice? Just stop caring what others think and stop letting people push you around and use you. You deserve better. Excuse me? I am not so naive that— Really? Then how come you're the only one who's cleaning up after the party? And has your mom ever returned the money she keeps borrowing? That's none of your business. Okay, that was kind of rude. I'm sorry. Why are you always sorry? Also, would you like to go out with me sometime? What? After you just insulted me? No. I mean, I'm sorry to crush your feelings, and it feels nice to be asked out by someone like you, but no, sorry. I spent the rest of the night replaying my conversation with Lance, feeling angry. But as I cooled off, I couldn't help thinking that maybe he was right. I did a lot for Mom and the girls, and I couldn't remember the last time they did anything nice for me. The next day, I was watching my favorite MSA videos on the TV when the girls walked in, and Tracy just snatched the remote from me and changed the channel. I want to watch a movie. Sunny, please sit on the other sofa. No, Sunny, don't sit anywhere. You've got to drive me to the nail salon. Sunny, all my clothes are wrinkled. Iron them when you're back. Lance was right. I was a pushover, and I didn't like it. No! What do you mean, no? I won't take you to the beauty salon. I won't iron your clothes, and I was watching TV. All you do is use me, and you don't respect me, and that's not cool. Oh, also, I'm gonna go out with Lance, and you all have boyfriends, so I don't care if you're mad. I am breaking the pact. They were shocked, and so was I. I'd never yelled at anyone in my life, and it felt good. Later that day, the girls apologized for treating me badly and promised not to take advantage of me anymore. They even gave me their blessing to date Lance, and of course, I forgave them. Lance and I started dating soon, and we had such a good time together. He helped me stand up for myself more often and gain confidence. I even booked some modeling gigs without involving Mom, and I was doing great. One evening, Mom invited me to dinner at a fancy restaurant, and I decided to introduce Lance to her there. Break up with him, honey. That boy's a waste of time. I'm sitting right here. Mom, Lance is a nice guy, and he makes me happy. He's a loser. By the way, Lance, are you gonna finish that cheesecake? Before I forget, Sonny, I need to borrow your credit card again to book a flight to Hawaii. So just give it to me after you've paid for this meal, okay? I felt a wave of rage sweep through me. No! What's that sound you just made? I've never heard it from your mouth before. Hear it now, loud and clear. No, 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 and sayonara. Oh, one last thing. You're fired. I snapped my credit card in half, grabbed Lance's hand, and stormed out of there. I'm sorry about my mom. She shouldn't have treated you that way. Don't worry about it. I'm so proud of you for standing up to her. Lance was such a supportive boyfriend, but Mom got more conniving by the minute. She started sending me dozens of texts begging me for money, and it got harder to ignore her each day. One night, Lance caught me sneaking out of the house. Where are you going? For a jog? At midnight? Fine, I admit it. I can't help myself. It's a curse. I know my mom's using me, but I can't sleep at night since I refused her money. There's no hope for me. I'm doomed. Leave now and save yourself. I started crying like a baby, and Lance pulled me into a hug. Maybe you should try giving money to a good cause, Sonny, to people who really need your help. I thought that was a great idea. The next day, Lance introduced me to his cousin Nancy, who owned a nonprofit to feed hungry kids. I was so excited to help that I wrote Nancy a big fat check. Sonny, that's a lot of money. Maybe you should think about this. No, I insist. A couple of weeks later, I donated double the amount, and the month after, I tripled it. It felt amazing. But one morning, Lance didn't show up to work and didn't answer any of my calls either. When 2 days passed by, I started getting really worried and filed a missing person report. I even called up Nancy, but her phone was off too. And then I found pictures of Lance and Nancy on social media living their best life on some beach. Lance wasn't even his real name. Their whole charity was a big scam. And duh, Nancy wasn't his cousin. I was so devastated I couldn't get out of bed, take a shower, or comb my hair for days. What is up with you, girl? You smell like a gym sock soaked in spoiled milk. Is there something living in your hair? I burst into tears and told them everything. I knew Lance was trouble with his perfect eyes and hair. He was way too good to be true. Of course he was evil. We'll make him pay. First, we went to the police, who put out a warrant for the pair's arrest, but they were smart and couldn't easily be found. Next, the girls and I went online and told our followers about Nancy and Lance's scam and asked for help to find them. Within minutes, we got a dozen leads. Nancy and Lance were arrested at an airport trying to leave the country. Sasha threw a party at the house to celebrate, but for some reason, I still wasn't happy. We took a walk to get some air, and I saw these kids waiting in line outside a soup kitchen. Suddenly, it turned on a light bulb in my head. Before I knew it was a fraud, it had made me really happy thinking my money was going to needy kids. I could start my own charity. Being nice didn't have to be my weakness. It could be my superpower. And now, 5 years later, I'm running soup kitchens all over the country. My model friends volunteer sometimes too. How about I perform for these kids after they've all eaten? No, You two are just jealous. You like my music, right, Sunny? Sasha, I love you, but I really, really, really hate your music. Sorry, I'm not that nice anymore.